start your day with lots and lots of flavor. I mean, c'est un, on appelle ça comment? Nouveau semaine. C'est comme ça. It is a brand new week, and yes, if you see this face, it's Rita Mapani Mojoko. We are going to go on this ride together, like you always know. And yes, there are lots of interesting things such as our sports, our press review, and other contents that we're going to be finding out. And just a little bit on our Did You Know page today. And yes, there is a lot for us to talk about. Well, you know, a topic of discussion cannot be missing in all of this. It is Work Monday, and just so we are going to be talking something about work. Yes, it is going to be not just work but other aspects we are going to discuss as far as the breakfast show is concerned. We take on this musical break, and when we come back, it's just you and I.
Cameroun, Zambie, mi levi woe. Na vivi ya vi mi lari. Lambo bagio, Cameroun, Zambie, mi levi woe. On m'appelle Franco fou. Tu es anglophone, on s'en fout. On m'appelle Franco fou. Ça ne va pas couler, dans mon pays. Le sang ne doit pas couler.
Welcome back, and yes, we are making sure, I am making sure that this ride between you and I goes on perfectly well, because you can't just start a Monday without us having this chit chat. Is very very important. Yes, talking about did you know, we always start the program with a did you know slot, and yes, talking about a did you know slot today. We're not going to talk much, but just so we know, we are going to temple, or we are going to trample upon something that was celebrated yesterday. That is the 10th of December. That it was celebrated yesterday, the 10th of December 2023, and we are talking about the Human Rights Day. We are talking about the Human Rights Day. Now, Human Rights Day was celebrated yesterday, the 10th of December 2023, and just to remind us that we have rights. Yes, we have rights, and these same rights that we have, we don't have to take the rights into our hands, because if we take the rights into our hands, then we are violating another right. Yes, we do have rights, but taking the law into our hands, we are violating another, and that's why you see some persons go to prison even if they are correct. They are correct with their rights, but they are not correct taking laws into their hands, because they are people, they are persons who have been designated to defend these laws for us. Now, if you are violated, you go to the right quarters to make sure that that right of yours which was violated is properly handled and legally. Let me put the word legally, because when I say properly handled, somebody will be like, okay, it means that if somebody just slaps me today, I should go ahead and slap the person, or that's handling something properly, because do me I do you, God no go vex. But the moment you do somebody, and then maybe no, that person does somebody to you, and then you reciprocate, probably your own reciprocate, the way you reciprocated rather, what let me say, as bad, that bad, not as bad as the person who first of all hit you. Let's say if you slap somebody and that person is like, okay, I'm taking you to court, or somebody slaps you and you're like, okay, I'm taking this to court. You taking that to court puts you on a higher level. You didn't touch the person. Now that person slaps you, you give the person 3 punches, 7 kicks, and 1 cut. At the end of the day, who is going to win? One person first of all did the action. Now you wanting to let me say, they call it revenge, or give it back, like what you give is what I give back to you. You end up doing it even more, and when the case goes to court tomorrow, the person slapped you, there is no mark, nothing. Probably you can't find a means of defending yourself, or letting the public know that that's what actually happened. Now this other person has gone to the hospital, carry out some tests, carried out echography, carried out several tests, and the medical reports show that, okay, this is what you did to me, and as a result of this is what happened. I've spent close to 1 million in the hospital trying to take care of myself. Yeah, people do that. Now where does that put you? It puts you at a level where he or she was the first person to take the first step to hit you, but where are you now? People have gone to prison like that. So yesterday, the Human Rights Day was celebrated, and this year marks the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It is 75 years down the line. That is from 1948. It is 75 years down the line. 75 years of protecting humans, 75 years of making sure that certain violations don't take place, even though they still take place. Now, following World War II, there was a growing call to ensure that the atrocities committed during the war were not repeated. Now, after World War II, they were like, okay, people were being raped, killed, so many other things. You can just go ahead and think of what must have transpired during the Second World War. Now, there was a need for these things not to be repeated, and that was when the human rights came into existence. I was like, okay, we are going to protect humans so that if such a thing happens, then we know how to handle them. So 1948 to 2023, it's 75 years down the line, 75 years of protecting humans. So as I was saying, we have rights, you have rights, I have rights, but it depends on how we handle our rights. If you're being harassed, you're being violated, you're being molested, whatever the case may be, just know that you have to go to the right quarters. Yes, we know tempers do rise. You feel like, okay, why am I wasting my time? Or maybe tempers rise and you're like, you don't even think at that particular point in time. This is festive period. Please, if somebody looks for your trouble, I beg you, please just move away. If you can even tell the person that thank you, I'll have popcorn December 25th, come and eat. If possible, tell the person and move away. Because we know it's the end of the year and not everybody that looks straight in jeans or in skirts is perfectly okay. People are moving and they have their own wahalas. Before you know it, you touch somebody, you are up there. If you are not in Conjugue and Gendarmerie, you are up there at Legion. They just keep you up there. So yes, we have rights, but defending our rights the wrong way puts us on the wrong side too. So we have rights. If you go to the right quarters, then you will be treated rightly. But if you don't go to the right quarters, then just know that at the end of the day, you're putting yourself in risks. I mean, big fat risks. We know of what has been going on. The crisis has led to so many violations. I mean, we can't count them. Is it the rape? Is it the arbitrary arresting people for nothing? Is it, there are so many of them? Is it the killings? There are so many of them that we can't even list. But all of these the right quarters are putting in their best to make sure that these violations are treated, or they are being handled, or let me say the government is seeing into what they can do as far as the violations are concerned. I'm talking about the 75th edition of the Universal Human Rights Declaration. It's 75 years down the line. So in as much as, so if you go out there today, yes, you have rights. 75 years of celebrating human rights, you have rights, but don't take laws into your hands. You might end up in prison for defending the right that you have, but using the wrong method, using the wrong direction, using the wrong site, be it in an office. Now rights are violated different places. You can be in an office and your rights are violated. You can be let me say, you can be in a compound. Yes, you have the tenancy rights and all of that. There are so many of them, but the question is, do you go to the right quarters, or do you take laws into your hands? And if you don't know them, ask, move to a lawyer. I'm going through this thing and this is what has happened. How do I go about it? Before you end up spending money that you were not even supposed to spend because you felt like you knew what you were doing, or you end up being in prison. So ask someone, how do I go about this? Ask a legal person, a legal practitioner, how do I go about this? This is the problem I'm facing. How do I go about it? What do I do to this person? What is the right step to take? And you get to know the right steps. So when you are taking the steps, you know that, okay, I can be able to defend myself tomorrow. Not in a case where you go somewhere and then they ask you a question and you're like, okay, they're just like, this one, just take him behind bars, because you don't, first of all, you don't know how to express yourself. You're explaining a problem and the problem looks like you're the problem. Sometimes it's just good to what I don't know, people go to court, like just go to court and see how they judge cases. Like, you realize that it's not even good to even look for somebody's trouble. Like, somebody is going to, when somebody approaches you with problem, my dear, you will flee. Like, you will just, if you meet, it's just that in this part of the world, how can I put it, we don't have that time. People don't have that time to be, minute by minute. Somebody does something wrong to you, PM, you go to the court and you sue the person and all. We don't have that time, Africans. That time that you're going to sue the person, you're thinking of your shop that you need to open. That time you're going to sue the person, another person is thinking of maybe their workplace or so. You have so many things to think about. You're thinking of your kids, your wife back at home, and all the like, your husband. So in this part of the world, Africans don't have that time. But if you see the tiny things that they take people up there, I said somebody will look for your problem. Like if somebody, let me not say your problem, because you don't have problem. Somebody would trouble you, and you just look at the person and like, okay, I don't have time for this, let me go my way. Because people have gone to prison for the tiniest things, and the moment you don't know how to defend yourself, yes, they say you don't get you a lawyer. Even if you have the lawyer, and let's say you started with a wrong footing, yes, you hear, when you go up there, you hear people say, okay, you had this case but you lost it the moment you did this, because you were on the right track, and then probably you did something wrong along the line, and then you just crashed everything. You hear lawyers saying that. So sometimes it's just good to move to the court on a day that you don't have something to do. Somebody will ask me that, Rita, what are you saying? Like, what are we going to do there? Yes, it's necessary. It's good to see these things, how they happen. It's even good to see how someone is sentenced to prison. So when your temper is hot, when you're having that high, when your blood is boiling, by the time it boils and boils, I think you maybe remember how they sent somebody to prison for something very small. How someone was sentenced to prison for something very small. Then you realize that when you see trouble, you need to run. Running does not mean that you are stupid or you are dull. It's simply a way of respecting yourself and also avoiding problems. Because if the problems that you already have, are they not enough? Like, they're already enough, so why would you want to be adding more? So sometimes on a Wednesday, on a Tuesday, any day that you have an off day, just move to the court and see what happens there. Trust me, when you see trouble, you tell the person that, hey brother, what do you drink? Let me buy you one man, and that is it. Everything will be fine. There is already a lot in this life to think about. People are already going through a lot. So instead of you adding to their stress and adding to their problems, just be on the side of greatness, be on the side of peace, be on the side of let's maintain peace. Peace does not mean that you have to go global. Peace starts with you and your brother at home. Yes, because you find people preaching peace, you're peace, but you're in the same church, you're not greeting somebody, you're not greeting that person in the same church. These things that people are dying anyhow, you're not hearing. Like, what can possibly happen? Even if it happens before encore, what? So peace does not mean that you have to go preaching and all of that. It starts within us. So something very little, don't make a mountain out of it. Something very mild, don't make it so big. Talk to people. If you if somebody hurt you, I was saying one time here that the way life is going now, please, if I've hurt you in any way, at first we used to say that if I've hurt you in any way, let's meet at a checkpoint, precisely that open space in front of the stadium, so that we can fight. But now, like this, it's Christmas period, yes, and they'll be sharing chicken and granola oil and rice. So if I've hurt you in any way, just meet so that we can share this thing amicably, because I don't want to miss my chicken and my rice and my granola oil. But all I'm saying is, in one way or the other, let us try in our different corners to maintain peace. Because if we don't violate others, then most of the violations is humans are doing it now. It's not somebody from somewhere. So if you take it upon yourself that I am a human as well, I will not want someone to violate my rights. If you take it upon yourself, then it starts with you. So change starts with you, and maintaining rights starts with you. So please, as yesterday was celebrated, let us maintain rights in our different corners, and most importantly, let's not take rights into our hands. I beg you, let's not take rights into our hands. And that was it for, I'm sure if you didn't know, just so you know. I'm talking about one other thing. How can I forget? The Bando Festival was launched on Saturday. Yes, on Saturday, precisely in Limbe Down Beach. who was there? I'm sure some people were there, and there are more updates are going to be coming more on that, yes, because it's going to be it's happening in different places in Cameroon. There is Moyoka, there is Tiko, that just happened in Lime, and there is Buea, yes. So we are going to be bringing you updates, I'm sure, during our live sessions, and we're going to be bringing you updates as far as the Bando Festival is concerned. And yes, on to something else. I'm sure if you didn't know, at least you know about the fact that Bando has been launched, and we recently celebrated the 75th anniversary of the Universal Human Rights Declaration, 75 years down the line. So it is time for us to talk our topic of discussion. But hey, guess what? We're going to talk that just right after this musical break. Catch your breath and don't move a muscle.
Yeah, man. Yeah, me come with me love from my hometown. Ja, Rastafari, never leave my people for sure. This is Buea, my hometown. We just want to show some love. Some love. Some love. Hello, Buea. My most precious thing. My love for you is everlasting. Never will it end. It's deep like Atlantic Ocean. It's standing tall like Falcon Mountain. It's flowing like River Mungo. And it's solid as mother rock. Hello, Buea. My most precious thing. My love for you is everlasting. Never will it end. We are each other's destiny. Nothing will keep us apart. You can always count on me until my well runs dry. Hello, Buea. My most precious thing. My love for you is everlasting. Never will it end. We are each other's destiny. Nothing will keep us apart. You can always count on me until my well runs dry. Hello, Buea. My most precious thing. My love for you is everlasting. Never will it end. Hello, Buea. Hello, my most precious thing. My love for you is everlasting. Never will it end. Hello, Buea. Hello, hello, my most precious thing. My love for you is everlasting. Never will it end.
Welcome back, and yes, we are making sure that a lot is in store for you as far as the morning show is concerned. And yes, today is Monday, which means we had a very long weekend. For those who probably didn't have much to do on Friday, probably you closed work maybe, let's say, early on Friday, so you had a long weekend. You had Saturday, except for those who don't work on Saturday, because those who work on Saturday, that means you only have Sunday. And if you are a Christian, when I say Christian, like Christian that goes to church, because there are ones that don't go to church, so you have just probably few hours. Like you have to go to church on Sunday, probably working on Saturday as well. It can be really tiring and cumbersome. But hey, we are going to talk about something which I felt like, okay, what usually during the weekends you find children, oh, I have this, I have that, I have that. And that brings us to the topic of today. Does assignment promote? Does it promote further learning? Does it promote further learning? And that brings me to the thought of if it does, in what way is it I feel like back then, for me, I always talk out of experience. Like for me, back then, if they give us assignment, we just go and look for the parts, like the part that have given us assignment, and we do. But to others, maybe you might want to study further and all of that. So does assignment promote further learning? Tell us. The number is right there on your screen. That is our topic of discussion for today. Does assignment promote? When we talk of assignment, homework, yes, assignment slash homework, because in let me say, in secondary school we normally understand it as homework. Yes, homework or assignments. Assignment now is like the bigger term. You can be given an assignment in the office, you can be given an assignment, you can be given assignments anywhere, like, but it's like the bigger term of it. Well, but assignment, let's just say assignment slash homework, does it promote further learning? What was your experience like concerning assignment? Did it make you study further, or were you just studying just to study because you had to do that particular portion? You really carve the portion. If there's a way that you can even go online and see that particular portion and just read and do the assignment, it will be okay for you. Or does it make you want to learn furthermore? So the number is right there on your screen. Do well to use the number and tell us what you think. And yes, you can also drop a comment on our YouTube channel. And yes, because we are streaming live as of now, so you can drop a comment on our YouTube channel. Do well to tell us where you are watching us from this morning, and yes, we'll be glad to join you. When I talk of joining you in this conversation, I can't have a conversation alone. I need you and I to have this conversation together. So right about now, we are going to talk something different from our topic of discussion, which is health. Yes, we have been hearing the issues of health issues here and there. There are certain things that we have to maintain as far as our health is concerned. I'm talking about our health. It's one of the things that we cannot joke with, because health is wealth. Right about now, we go meet Alice Komilike alongside in an interview with Dr. Agwe Samuel. Let them talk to us on an aspect of health. Don't move a muscle.
Like some people who are addicted to alcohol, does it really affect? Because I know when they get drunk and they misbehave in the society. So I want us to look at how alcohol affects.
Oh, thank you very much. Medically, alcohol, like we just said, it's a social norm. But medically, it says that men should consume no more than 21 units of alcohol a day, and women should consume no more than 14. If you are pregnant, I think it comes even lower than that. And if we look at a bottle of music, is 65 cl. The volume is about 650 ml, and the concentration is about 5.5%. So when you multiply 5.5% by 65 cl, they will give you the volume, the amount of alcohol that is in the system. And so it means that a day you should not take no more than 2 bottles of music at its most. That is for the 5.5. But this thing we call fighter, I think it's 45%.
Okay.
It's 45%. It means that if you were to have 650 ml of fighter, you will have almost 10 bottles of music with 650 ml. It means that one fighter can quite easily take 2 to 3 bottles of music, as small as it is like that. And somebody just cuts it with his teeth. He cuts it. You know how they cut it. There's no time to use scissors. They just cut it with the tip and it zips out. For those who are just starting, they take a sip and it burns down the chest going down, and it takes a deep breath. And maybe he rests for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes while the fighter stabilizes. Okay. But for those who we call otontong, as he zips open, he cuts it into 2 halves. And makes as if he has not taken anything. Okay. On the market day, you go to Buea, you will see how people are drinking. And so, I used to think that men drink more than women. But when I went to Buea to go and eat my goat meat, I realized that I need to reconsider that my evaluation. Don't underestimate women when it comes to drinking. And so, alcohol, when it breaks down, it gives energy, water, and carbon dioxide. But before it gets to the point of breaking down to the energy, water, and carbon dioxide, it also produces something we call ketones, alcoholides, aldehydes. Those ketones or aldehydes are dangerous substances in the body, which are actually the ones that can go through the blood-brain barrier. Which means that if your body does not have the necessary enzymes to break, or because of consistent consumption of alcohol, the liver gets affected, it's not able to store most of these enzymes. It reduces the amount of enzymes that is circulating in your system. Some of these ketones or aldehydes, they remain in the body and they start to penetrate other parts of the body. When they get to the brain, they begin to cause a lot of damage in the brain, including even destroying brain cells. That is why when they say somebody is drunk, it means that the amount of alcohol that is in the system can no longer be controlled by the body. You cannot control your thinking, you cannot control even your movement, your gait. The hands are shaking. Some, even after drinking, you don't even eat anymore. They prepare a good pepper soup for you and they're waiting that you come and eat. As you just enter your house, you're going straight to your bed. And nobody should dare try to disturb you. And before you realize, somebody that used to be very healthy is not eating, start cleaning up, and the person is drinking and drinking and drinking until they drink and kill themselves. If you look carefully, alcoholics, studies have shown that they have their lifespan. Most alcoholics don't see their 50th birthday. They don't see their 50th birthday. And there are all sorts of reasons why you die so early. One of the reasons, your liver, what we now call alcoholic liver cirrhosis. It destroys the liver. The liver has become so overwhelmed that it can no longer continue. It gives up. And against liver hepatomegaly, which is liver enlarging, for liver cirrhosis, it shrinks. So if the liver was like this, by the time it is that cirrhosis, it becomes small like this. You barely touch it. And the 49 functions that the liver is supposed to perform in the body, they give way. Another one, the liver gives way, the kidney gives way, the brain gives way, the heart gives way, and you die. Because those chemicals we call ketones or aldehydes also pass into the brain, they destroy brain cells. We call dementia. Most alcoholics, they have problem with memory loss. They are forgetful because they have now developed something we call asking is, why are we drinking ourselves to death? I don't have anything against those companies that produce alcohol, whether it is Guinness or it's Brazilian or it's Kaji or it's Su. But the availability of these drinks is what's causing the problem. When we were growing up in the 80s, you hardly see a bar. In our village, there were 2 or 3 bars. That was a population of 1,400 people. Can you count the number of bars that are in Buea?
There are many.
Okay, in Britain, for the years and years that I was there, we have off license and on license. Do we still differentiate off and on license in Cameroon? An off license means you can start from a particular period. I think that an off license should start from 6 to about 10. That's an off license bar. And there are many more off license bars than the on license bars. But now there is no difference between an off license and an on license, which means that everywhere you go is a bar, is an on license. Even when the bars close, mommy agi, you don't sleep. The lady has slept her, it was around 11 o'clock or 12 in the night. Somebody has come, wants to drink. Even those who are selling drinks, they don't rest. The 5,000 that was left on you, that you were supposed to take to the house and give so that you can buy things for the house. But finish it. Finish it with your friends. They give rounds of 2 or rounds of 3 or rounds of 4. But other people have their money, their wives are working. They've allocated money in their house to look after the family. Your last 5,000 francs, you finish it. Say that God shall provide. Every day God shall provide. The next day there is no money to get even breakfast. Okay, because you gave your rounds, you have your social group there. You go and meet your people there. Since we gave today, tomorrow, so you don't have to go money. You go and take your own round there. But what about the people you have left in the house? Your daughter, your son is going to school. There's no transport to go to school. So when I go see when mommy get some money, they will go see mommy. You have pushed your responsibilities from you as the head of the family to your wife, because any penny that enters her pocket, you don't rest until you drink it all. If you want to know how bad the situation is, take 1,000 francs and sign it and give to an alcoholic. Ask him to come back with that money after 2 days. See how many will come back with it. You're wasting your time. You will hardly see anybody coming back with the money. They drink it all. And so, in addition to the medical problems that alcohol is causing, it's a common cause of road traffic accidents. People who are drunk cannot drive well. So the end of the road traffic accident, some even taking away their lives. Alcohol is a very common cause of heart problems as we analyze. It's a problem of poverty. We think that alcohol is directly responsible for a third of poverty for those who are alcoholics. They have projects they cannot continue. They cannot finish projects. They cannot do anything. And so, and the moment you get addicted to alcohol, if you don't drink that music, if you don't drink that fighter, you start trembling, you start shaking, you start sweating. You start developing withdrawal symptoms. And you will do everything to have a sip of the alcohol before you rest. So how many bottles will you drink a day? How many bottles will you drink a week? How many bottles will you drink a month? How many bottles do you consume a year? And what is the impact of that to your income? So it's a very big problem. Now, regulation of alcohol is up to the government. I understood that they also pay their taxes, okay? But I think also that the government has a responsibility of regulating the availability of alcohol. Otherwise, you end up with a drunk population which becomes less productive. If somebody start drinking at 7 o'clock, it's a 7. What do you expect in the office? What do you expect?
Health is wealth, and therefore protecting or guarding what enter your stomach, what you decide to take in, what you decide to, how you decide to take it in is very, very important. And I'm sure those who are into, or should I say those who take alcohol a lot, you have a reason now. Please, I know this is festive period, and I know the thing that comes with festive period, you have all the bush followers. This is the time when they just want to finish you with a beer. They go and bring crates, like literally it's that's so much intake of it is really, really unhealthy for your system. So you want to adjust that aspect, and you want to adjust that part of it. So talking about what to take and what not to take is very, very important. So I'm sure you must have gotten that from Dr. Agri Samuel, who was talking to us precisely on alcohol and some other things. And yes, when we talk of alcohol, somebody will say, okay, if I don't take my one man, what do I take? It's not a matter of you taking the beer or taking your one man, as we locally call it. The aspect is you take it too much. How can you take a whole crate in a day? One day you're drinking one crate, like a crate of beer. If they tell you the components that are found inside a beer and how long it needs to get out of your system, that's why you hear different complications. You don't even know where they are coming from, because you cannot ascertain. We're talking of people who take let me say pills and all the like. We don't know what it does to their system. Even the alcohol that we take, if not that it has been made in a certain way, but yes, it does have after effects. And the worst is when you take it too much, excessively. Taking it excessively is a call, is a red flag, it's a call for concern. So I'm sure you must have gotten what and how not to do that, because there are repercussions as concerning that. And yes, many thanks to Alice Komilike for bringing us that one. And yes, we are going to be talking something different this morning. Yes, we are still on our topic of discussion, which is, does assignment promote further learning? Does homework or assignment promote further learning? Let me know your take on that. How was it for you? Did it make you study more, or has it make you up till now? Because when we talk of homework, when we talk of assignment, it's not just those who are still let me say schooling. Even those who have left school and are maybe into the job side and all of that, your boss can give you an assignment, right? And probably it's not one of those things that you've done before, and you're like, okay, I need to go do some research on this. And tell me, is it that you do the research only on that particular aspect, or do you do further research? And does it make you want to learn more? Because there are times when probably you go online to find out about something, to learn something new, and on researching for this particular thing, you get to find out about something else. So bravo, you go, you get double, you go do a double research on stuff. So let us know, what is that part of what is that thing that according to you promotes, if you know that those assignments promote for that learning. Let me know in the comment section. And yes, we are streaming live on our YouTube channel. Just talk to us live there, yeah, on our YouTube channel, right there, the comment section. Just go down. If you open the page, if you open the channel, go down and comment. Let us know where you are watching us from this morning, and so we can be able to do this right together. You know, it's just you and I together. And yes, the number is right there on your screen. Please, we do not take calls. You can only send us an SMS or a WhatsApp text message. That will be fine. And yes, right about now we have to continue talking something different, but before we do that, we are going to take on this musical break, and when we come back, we talk something new.
Jours sans manger, the boys still is coming. Espoir no dey manqué, it's a matter of time. I go find them till I make am. 10 jours sans manger, oh, the boys still is coming. Espoir no dey manqué, I go find them till I make am. 'Cause it's on my life, it's on them bruises, yeah. It's on them scars that I had.
Till I had a dream, I've been deep in my thoughts. It felt I was lost. Who will pass me the key? Went from the men that do all I stand tall with my brothers. All my visions clean. On God, I'm going, I'm better. No, I'm a fighter. Can't believe who I'm with.
It's been a long time coming, now we finally yeah. I've been working on myself, trying to stay fit. I write songs in my bedroom to ease my stress. All the pain and the pressure, now this is it. It's all greatness. My time and my money, now my business. The way we man don't pray, I swear to God, I'ma make all the fame and the money, mama get down. Let's get it.
10 jours sans manger, the boys still is coming. Espoir no dey manqué, it's a matter of time. I go find them till I make am. 10 jours sans manger, oh, the boys still is coming. Espoir no dey manqué, I go find them till I make am. 'Cause it's on my life, it's on them bruises, yeah. It's on them bruises, it's on them scars that I had.
Yeah, da 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 da. I'm just a young girl trying to make it in life, but my haters wanna pull me down. I'm trying to see life looking greater in that picture, but that picture keeps moving around. I used to say everyone's gonna know my name, and I still say the same thing now. Forget about those haters. Just know baby C is gonna take the crowd.
Colo, put job dans la journée. Il faut gérer la matière et gérer le nouveau-né. Les cheesards sont dehors, elles attendent pour elles. La débrouillardise m'a rendu intemporel. Diplôme dans la poche, mais toujours au chômage. Les cousins m'appellent pour que je back au village. Je suis au dernier virage, il ne faut pas que je n'aime. Si je n'aime plus que jamais, ma vie sera idem.
10 jours sans manger, the boys still is coming. Espoir no dey manqué, it's a matter of time. I go find them till I make am. 10 jours sans manger, oh, the boys still is coming. Espoir no dey manqué, I go find them till I make am. 'Cause it's on my life, it's on them bruises, yeah. It's on them bruises, it's on them scars that I had.
Oh no, I'm losing my mind. I'm trying to fight, 'cause street no the baby see though. Fait rendez-vous, I go pas play kind Babylon. Dans mon quartier, so travailler, je ne dors pas. Mommy, oh, help me, oh.
Now I do my thing. I've been down from the start. When I step, I see a girl too clean, the best she ever seen. We're starving, so I work just to elevate the team. Wanna be a legend like Bob Marley and hold the fam down like my daddy. We're out here, hold somebody, keeping it G, fear nobody.
10 jours sans manger, the boys still is coming. Espoir no dey manqué, it's a matter of time. I go find them till I make a. You sang my show, your boy still call me. Espoir no the man, I go find them till I make a. Cause it's on my life. It's on them bruises, yeah. It's on them bruises. It's on them scars that I had.
Yeah, man. Suffer know the finish. Bolo all day, na so call me dengo niggas. Road never there for don't go me cool. All this suffer for the girls, I want some money go. I just wanna take my people out of poverty. Yeah, I want for change from that mentality. From slavery to freedom and prosperity. Heal the world, make a better humanity. Try, kabe your boss look a gele kwatan. Gele banus a fancy real momsen. 2 a.m. Malu yo manyakte. I've track a lot of lana makaye man youngster. Bella baba sakajak Eiffel. The blessings of God on me excess. Work hard, pray hard, and that's best. Continue luma for you know luma progress.
You sang manger, the boys still coming. It's fun of the monkeys, a matter of time. I go find them till I make a. You sang manger, your boys still coming. It's fun of the monkey. I go find them till I make a. Cause it's on my life. It's on them bruises, yeah. It's on them bruises. It's on them scars that I had.
Hey, it's the Vinny Binka. Yo, it's been the same pain. I'm trying to make my own name. I day on my grind, struggling to make gains. Stay focused on my part. I day on my own lane. Once you get it, your family getting it too. And then your friends start acting like enemies too. Forget the enemies, cause I got frenemies too. And every time that you shining, they're hitting on you. Better put it on God, you already know.
Eyes closed, but I see things. Hella nightmares, but I still dream. Stand inside dirty, but I still clean. Even if they cheat, I go still win. Out there chasing backs, I only see green, yeah. Future looking bright, eat the rock cream, yeah. Vest get muscle, eat the hit gym. The boy they on set, I don't need act film.
The boy still coming. It's fun of the monkeys, a matter of time. I go find them till I make a. You sang my show, your boy still coming. It's fun of the monkey. I go find them till I make a. Cause it's on my life. It's on them bruises, yeah. It's on them bruises. It's on them scars that I had.
Welcome back, and yes, anything that you put your mind to do, you can definitely do it, depending on how you go about it and depending on what you decide to do at that point in time. And yes, we are still right here making sure that your entertainment morning goes on well, your breakfast goes on well, because yes, it is the breakfast show, and as you all know, breakfast is one of the important meals of the day that we can't afford to miss. And yes, if you can't afford to miss your breakfast, then you can't afford to miss the breakfast show at High Television Malingo Buea. We are currently streaming live from the studios of High Television Malingo Buea. And yes, if you are just joining us, you are onto the breakfast show, and if you see this face, it's with Mafani Mojoko. We are going on this ride together, making sure that entertainment meets you, information meets you, and not just information but the right information at the right time. And yes, talking about the right information at the right time, it's very, very important for us to know that I recently mentioned on our Did You Know page that we recently celebrated the 75th anniversary of the Universal Human Rights Declaration, which is human rights, celebrating human rights. And yes, talking about rights, we have rights, and it all depends on how we handle the rights to meet our needs and how we handle the rights even when we are violated. And talking about that, we move over to our topic of discussion this morning, which is does assignment or homework promote learning? Does assignment or homework promote learning? Do you feel or do you think that assignment or learning promotes assignment or homework promotes learning in one way or the other? Let us know right there. The number is right there on your screen, and do well to drop a comment on our comment section on High TV Cameroon, our YouTube channel. Yes, because we are streaming live as of now, and please, we do not take calls. I'm talking about assignment or homework. Does it promote learning to you or not? Let us know in the comment section. Right about now, we are going to talk something different, yes, which is one of those that we'll be seeing. I think you will be graduating the 19th, yes, and you'll find many girls doing this, but Aisha recently visited one of the salons in Moliko and tells us more about this. We take beauty, and right about that, we talk something else.
Good morning to you, dear televiewers, and it is another time for beauty. What do we have today on our beauty slot? We are meeting another expert in beauty, another beautician today. She is going to tell us what to do in order to look good, your hair and whatsoever, when you want to go out, when you want to look glowing. Of course, you know, beauty should always be your utmost priority, because looking good is your utmost priority. I am your girl, Aisha Beng, and let's go visit the beautician. Of course, we are here at Auntie Queen's Beauty Spa. She has something wonderful for us today. She's an expert as far as installation, wig revamping and everything is concerned. We are here today to see what she does, her beautiful creation, and of course we are going to carry along with her from the beginning to the end.
Good morning.
Okay, so how has the business atmosphere been here?
Actually, as of now, it's very okay, but for the past months it's not been good because, you know, things were not really moving, but as of now it's actually booming.
Okay.
I've been into this business for about 3 years, and for the number of apprentices I've trained, I can't really remember. But I've trained more than 10 apprentices.
That means you're really an expert in the field and you're training a lot of people.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so when people be hearing about Auntie Queen's Beauty Spa and the rest, they'll be like, okay, what are the services Auntie Queen Beauty Spas offers?
Okay, we offer hair installation, wig revamping, we also sew wigs, we also sell good human hairs, we also braid, we do nails, but as of now, me, I'm specialized in hair installation.
Okay. Yeah. It means that you're actually an expert in hair installation.
Yeah. What you actually come with is just your wig, but if you don't have a wig, you can buy from us. You don't have a mesh, you buy your mesh from us, then we do the sewing, then you just get your wig.
All right, let's go straight to what you're actually specialized in, wig installation. We can see something here. So what are the various procedures that one can follow in order to have a successful installation?
The first thing you do is when the client comes, if the client has to wash the hair, it's always good to wash the hair.
me, I saw something they did at the beginning, like the edges were highlighted, and then later on I saw needles where they had to sew it. So I'm trying to ask to know, why did you do that?
Okay, for the sewing part, we did it because we wanted it to stick to her hair so that it will not come out fast. And then the edges were also highlighted because we wanted it to blend with her skin tone.
What are the different types of frontals?
Anyway, there are actually different types of frontals. We have U frontals, we have full frontals, we have a T frontals. Yeah, there's actually a particular design because with the T frontals, it has just a small lace in front, so you cannot. There's a certain styles that you cannot install with a T frontals. But with a full frontals, you can install every style.
The client is like, how does she feel?
You also feel satisfied, but my client is satisfied. I'm also satisfied.
So for this now, how long? What's the time frame in order to do this particular installation?
This particular one I did for an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah. Can you take more?
You can take more depending on the style.
Preserve it, and for how long can someone do that installation?
The preservation actually depends on the individuals. There are some people who can keep for 2 weeks. Some can keep for 1 week. So all you need to do to preserve the hair, you need to be tying when you want to sleep, and water should not touch the hair when you're bathing. You should not touch the glue, because if it touches the glue, it will come out.
The duration of it and whatsoever.
Yeah. Duration, you cannot blame the hairdresser or your hairstylist, because like for me, I did my hair very well. And the glue I'm using, I use an original glue. So it depends on how you keep your hair. You should tie. I always tell them to tie before you want to sleep. Hello, hi TV, good morning. I'm Auntie Queen. I'm located directly opposite Afriland First Bank, based in hair installation, Gbamu.
Thank you, Auntie Queen Beauty. It was a pleasurable moment with you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, dear televiewers, that was it on your beauty slot in your favorite morning show. And of course, I have been your girl, your beauty presenter, Aisha Ben. Catch you another day for yet another interesting edition of Beauty. Back to you in the studio.
Welcome back, and yes, that is what is going to be happening across the streets of Moliko, and what is going to be, you find every lady, they always be doing like this, like that, because that particular day. Anyways, when I see people graduating, all I can say is, in as much as the saying goes that school is a scam, please, school is not a scam. It depends on how you handle your own school after the schooling. So school is not a scam. How you handle your own school after the schooling, that's when it becomes a scam. I mean, you can't leave school, go home, still be eating your mother's food, not applying for jobs, not volunteering, not doing anything, and expecting that the government will come and give you work. So it depends on how you handle your own school after the school, but school is not a scam. But when I still see them in the ropes, I'm like, okay, you guys will finish and come and meet us here, come and meet us in the field of searching and all the like. But hey, there's going to be, you find many ladies having to do the installation thing, wanting to glow for that day. I mean, it's success. It's a very beautiful, it's an exciting feeling. It literally makes you feel cold, but it's so good. So having that in mind, we're going to talk about something else this morning. And as you all know, we don't just talk information, we talk information and entertainment. But hey, it is time for us to talk information right now. And talking about information, what is happening as far as the newspapers are concerned, with Larry Atengenen. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning to you, Rita Mafani. Good morning to everybody, and blessed start of the week.
It is a really blessed start of the week because the weather is good with us. I mean, I think climate change has forgotten about us. It's been long. We had rainfall, but all thanks to, if it can go away, then it will be good because I mean, this festive period we don't want anything to disturb our rice and our chicken. Those two things are very, very important. We don't want anything to disturb it. So how was your weekend?
I had a fun-filled weekend. I had a wonderful time, and it was so good and glorious. And that's just the essence of a weekend well spent with quality people.
Yeah, quality people and quality time. So away from that, what are the newspapers talking about?
Well, we have the situation of scarcity of fuel and other hydrocarbon products in Cameroon and major towns. We are talking on the entire west region. We are talking of the Yaoundé. We are talking of Douala, where fuel station fuel station are actually virtually empty. We equally have this other story of the big congress of the Cameroon Laser Movement Party of Maurice Kamto that took place at the Yaoundé Congress Hall with the mammoth crowds that turned out over the weekend. And we have the situation of Jean-Pierre Mongo Belinga. It says 11 days after the fake alert of their purported release. These are what will be hampering on the session of the paper review.
Okay, I'm sure our viewers are waiting to get detail.
Hi there, viewers of High Television. You are welcome to the paper slot on Gbamu. We start off with Informatin for today. Informatin talks of end of year festivity. No fuel, scarcity of fuel. That is what you can find on the front page of Informatin, and get to read details on that story on page 1. From that publication, we take you to another story for today. The median of Stephen Ojong talks of the 2023 Human Rights Report. Shada catalogs over 300 killings, 500 arbitrary arrests in Cameroon. You can get to read that story on that paper of Stephen Ojong for today. We'll move over to this one that says Forever Impacting Life. Barrister Tunfoniko Hale scoops 3 more awards. And this other story, Faker Foot says Faker Foot's book depicts Ethiopia stewardship as a scam. Away from that publication, we take you now to this other story that says already segmented into 3 parts. Buea halts maneuvers to auction Camtel. You can find more on page 9 on that publication for this morning. We'll move over to Info Show for today. Info Show talks of the elections of the presidential elections 2025. It says opposition alliance for Kamto. You can find that story on page 3. And we take you now to the coup of Jean Bruno Tanye. It talks of anarchy in the Faker Foot. You can find that publication that was made release by the celebrated journalist on that paper on page 7. We move over now to Loju. Loju says Jean-Michel Nunche. He says Maurice Kamto needs to get ready. That is what the former SDF MP talks on page 5. Elections at the Cameroon Medical Council. Dr. Rudolph Fokwa elected president of that prestigious association of medical practitioners. We'll take you to Faker Golf. This is the Federation of the Golf. He talks of the resolution of their AGM that was validated in Yaoundé. La Meteo for today comes back to the Martinez Zogo affair. The paper reports on the tracks of the second commando who actually was involved in this mastermind of the killing of the journalist Martinez Zogo of Amplitude FM. We move over to Nigeria with the Punch. The Punch talks of Dangote refinery, diesel, jet fuel hits market, January petrol delay. You can find more on page 2 on the Punch newspaper for today. External reserve falls by 520 million US dollars in 5 weeks. That is what the Central Bank of Nigeria talks on that paper. Nigeria's revenue not enough to support development, says the International Monetary Fund. Get to read more on the economy of Nigeria by the IMF on the pages of that paper for today. Reporter Hebdo reports on fuel scarcity. Is it fuel scarcity coup d'etat? That's the question the paper is asking for today, as some towns and cities in the country are facing fuel scarcity all across the nation. Mutation newspaper of Teritiala comes back to the finance law. The paper reports on hit back the wind. Get to read that story on that said paper. Dr. Rudolph Fonkwa, elected president of the Cameroon Medical Council, and the University of Montagne, she says, Jean Gonkang, appointed president. You can find more on that paper for today. Nouvelle Horizon for this morning says, fake foods 2 years after Samuel Etoffi's mandates. The paper gives a balance sheet of the occupant of the Chinga FA in Yaoundé. We'll move over to the indomitable to the Lions. It says Lions in club. You can get to read that story on page 5. Lloyd is ahead for this morning's talks of the finance law. It says 6,740.1 billion CFA francs is the budget for 2024, as that budget was proposed and defended by the Prime Minister, head of government, Joseph John Kuti. MRC party Maurice Kamto conquers. Get ready to conquer 2025 presidential elections. University of Marwa, 35 lecturers have places to be positions for grab over there at the University of Marwa. We come now with the guidance post for today. It says, at MRC elective convention, opposition drums fresh coalition to unseat Buea. To maximize revenue collection, Kavaige Jibril urges government to speedily implement new mining codes that was proposed by the interim minister of mines, Focalitus Gentry. We take you to fruits of this one from the Buea-based lawyer, that is Ewele. He says Ewele backs 2023 Canadian Human Rights Defender Awards that was accorded him by the Canadian High Commissioner to Cameroon, Lauren Anderson, over there at the Canadian House in Yaoundé. At maiden visit to Yaoundé, the fund of Baba 2 crusades peace, living together for all his subjects. We'll move now to the next publication for this day. Municipal Update says 2023 third quarter report reveals over 200 murder cases. This one was done by the Center for Human Rights and Democracy in Africa, SHADA, headed by Bryce Nkongo Agbo Felix in Buea over the weekend. BLM SDO salute Wabane municipality resilience. Get rid of story and that's a paper for today. Government to get CFA France 48 billion to construct bridge linking Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea. You want to find that story on page 5 on that paper for today. Emergence for this morning says the 2024 finance law, how the opposition MPs imposed amendment for the finance law, and that call was championed by Cabral Libre of the PCRN party. We'll move over to the Cameroon Movement Party Congress. It says Maurice Kamto elected as national president of that party. Baturi in the East region, 36,000 refugees are living in that part of the region. Get to read that story on that paper for this morning. We take you now to the next publication we are having on our newsstands. This one with Le Tribune de Grand Sud. It says, after abusive detention of Jean-Pierre Amogu Belinga, 11 days after the purported release of the boss of the group Anecdotes that equally owns Vision Cats Television. Get to read that story on that paper for this morning. The Nation for today says Kaduna bumping mistake, defense chief begs Nigerian. Moody upgrades Nigeria's credit rating to positive. Will take you to 60 years of pollution dissolution in Ogun State in southwest Nigeria. Moving over to Lezinet. Lezinet talks on Camtel loses the process for the privatization that was purported by some Cameroonian ministers and high-ranking officials. You can find that story on that paper for this morning. We'll move over to L'Avenir. L'Avenir talks of how fuel is available. That is what a contrary report you are having to that of the other papers for today, as reported to us by L'Avenir. Meanwhile, Financier d'Afrique comes back to the 2024 finance law. It says GCAM, that's the Cameroon Union of Employer, decry the new fixed tariff or tax put in place by the government imposed on enterprises. And we take you now to this one on the politics and monetary sector. It says 6 principles that threatens the survivor of the financial sector in the Semak sub-region of the Central African sub-region. Info Major for today evaluates the road system in the country for 2023. You can find more on that paper for today. The Military Engineering Corps, it says Gabon a school for Cameroon. You can find more on that paper following the visit of the Gabonese military head of state to Cameroon, Brice Oligui Nguema, who made his way last week. We take you to the Central African sub-region this time around with Paul Buea. The paper says the oldest councillor of the Semak sub-region, as he received the military head of state from the Gabonese Republic. Get with that story on page 5. The Guardian newspaper for this morning. The Guardian newspaper for this morning talks of rival Tory tribes threaten snap authorities over Rwanda's scheme. And it's Binning, it says you are too loud, they said, and you put it 100 iPod. Get with that story on that paper for today. The Times for this day says we will win legal battle on Rwanda, says official. Get to read that story on that said paper. How to survive the office party. Get to read more on page 25 on that publication for this day. Financial Times for this morning says nearly half of us voters think Biden is spending too much on aid for Ukraine. You can find more on that paper for today. And following the installation or inauguration of the new president of Argentina, who is he and what does he stand for? Get to read details on the pages 25 to 30 on Financial Times for this morning. We come back home to Cameroon with Le Populi. The satiric newspaper says Pancam wants to replace or retake the penalty, making reference to Maurice Kamto, who held his party's congress over there in Yaoundé, as he was overwhelmingly voted as national president of the Cameroon Nizam Movement Party. Wrap up the program with the last publication for this morning with Carol's paper of Le Drapeau. Le Drapeau for today says the Cameroon Medical Council, Dr. Rodolphe Fonkwa, elected president of the prestigious Cameroon Medical Council. You can find more on page 3 to 4. Who is he? What does he stand for? The Medical Council. Get rid the intricacies and the highlights of the gentleman in the white jacket. We'll wrap up with this one from the said paper that talks of the authority who puts more stringent measures when it comes to the bed box. That is a health situation that is facing inhabitants of the city of Yaoundé. Get to read that story on Le Drapeau on page 9. Le Drapeau, this is what put a cap on this edition of the paper review slot on Gbamu. Back to Rita Bafani Mojoko for the rest of the program.
Thank you so much, Larry Tengeneng. And yes, talking about information, it is very, very important for us to know what's happening around us and even out of the region as well, so we get to know what the crisis we are facing and what's happening across the nation. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you too for having me.
Yeah, it has been an amazing time in your company. And yes, we are moving straight away onto our topic of discussion this morning, which is, does assignment, let me put it straight to you, does assignment, you think assignment promotes learning or promotes further learning?
Definitely, assignment promotes further studies. It promotes new knowledge. That's why they call it homework. Yeah, or better still, assignment. So when you go back, you try to take a task that was amounted to you. You struggle to get to the conclusion or to get to the result or the raison d'etre of what that assignment, homework, or whatever task that was given to you. When you do that, you get yourself acquainted with new knowledge, new experience, and new how can I put it, new wisdom, that let's put it that way. So that's just the essence of it, and it's not a way or manner to kill you or to give you make you heavy laden, but it's just a way to push you to the top, or make sure that you have that adequate skill that it's expected from you in the future.
Okay, that adequate skill that is expected. But what can you say during your days of schooling? Did you, when you're giving assignment, did you just go to search for the assignment, or you had to do extra research? Because I know, like, back then in school, probably you're just like, okay, in a haste, let me just do this assignment and pass this thing. Like, I don't want, I don't want the lecturer's trouble, I don't want the teachers, I don't want to fail this course. So how was it? Did you have to go do extra, or just that portion?
Yeah, I had to go that way. And read books, go to the library and pick up a book. Also, because back then we were in school, there was no mobile phone. So though we come back home for
there was
holidays.
no mobile phone.
Yeah, for us. I had my first mobile phone after I had my advanced level. Yeah, so when we come back home for holidays, my father's phone was practically my phone. So I would just go take it, and that's the only moment I have access to a phone. So, and I usually call my friends, call their father or their parents, say, okay, is just let him beside you that he's in he went out. So when he comes, tell him how to talk to him, and when he comes, and that's how we do it. So we'll go to the library, we pick up books, we read, and we get new knowledge. It's okay, this is what is expected for us, this is what is expected for us, and that is how we're able to triumph. And as I said, we didn't have mobile phones back in school, so we just had all our books. We read the books, you read
where you get stuck, you have to keep on reading.
Yeah, keep on reading. And reading was our culture. And in school, they say reading is our culture. So what are you doing? You just have to go to the library, go to the classroom with some other friends. You do. It's okay. This is what this man is saying. This is what this teacher was saying. I think this is a way. This is a way. And it's we always had this. Some of my friends, most of them were into the sciences. Yeah, so we exchange idea, most especially in from 1 to 4. When we got to Form 5, everybody when he separate ways, and that's just it.
Okay. And gone are those days when there was no space for you to do research. I think there's people that are going to school right now, students, pupils, or the like. I think they are in the technological time, let me say so, because you have them, you see a child of maybe class 6 has an Android phone. They don't even, and I think that has really retarded learning, because the moment they just go through, maybe they are given an assignment, lower seat, up seat, the worst one is even university, that one is just copy and paste. Some of them are just doing copy and paste because they have the Androids, they have the internet, and they can just go somewhere. If this one copies from this side, this other one will say, okay, you people have copied from this side, let me go and copy from this other website. So some of them are just doing, and considering the work that some of these lecturers have to do and the bulk of students that they have to teach, some of them don't even have that time to be checking. Just very few of them check for plagiarism, because if you copy somebody's work, you are you're plagiarizing. So very few of them have to check that, and very few of them actually find out that, okay, this person just did copy and paste, because they don't even have that time. So worse is even university. I don't even want to call that one, or professional schools. When we come to secondary schools, where did we even see phones? Anyway, I had my first phone, but it was Choronko. Had my first phone, I think Form 2 or Form 3, which was seized. Yeah, it was seized shortly 2 weeks, because my body was doing me like this, you know, like I've never had a phone before. And then my elder sister just woke up and bought me that one. She was like, okay, I'll be calling you, so we talk here.
No, in my family,
Mini Rita carried the phone to school.
My family is stipulated you must have advanced level before you have a phone. But you can be using other people's phones.
Okay.
Yeah, like my father, I always use his phone.
I don't think most parents do that thing now.
I just say, Daddy, please, can I have your phone? And he does not put a password, so I just take it. I do discuss with my friends or via their parents' phones. So that was how it was.
Oh, you had a liberty.
Yeah.
My father's
and
phone.
his phone is like the general manager of one of the telecommunication companies. Always talk with airtime. So I said, I want to call this person. He said, "Oh, go. There's airtime. You can talk as much as you want." So so that was the kind of life one had just after advanced level before my other man bought me my first phone. They call it Sachet back then. That my phone. And it was crazy. And later on I switched down to my other brother bought me a Samsung phone. So that is it. And one was sent, I think I had like, the phones were just keep coming. One came from London, and that was Vodafone. That Vodafone, that was when I went to the university. That was the phone I was using before my Motorola, how is it called, Verizon. Back then, if you have a Motorola Verizon, you are a big someone.
That means you have landed.
Yes, but
it's not now that iPhone is blocking people's eyes.
No, iPhone wasn't that popular. Motorola Verizon, and because the phone had a good camera image. Back then we were in university and we were under Madame Nalova Lyonga, or was then the vice chancellor of the University of Buea, and so we were just floating everywhere with
your Motorola.
But also, so it caused me to say, please come and come and take us picture, because that your phone is so good. We have Motorola. I love the image.
And I can imagine the good at that time. The pictures were good. I can imagine the good. Only echography. Just come out like X-ray.
No, it was good.
It was good. It was not white. There was not white patches.
No. It's classy. It's like high definition.
High definition.
We
really need to check that high definition.
It looks like a professional picture.
Really?
Yeah.
At that time.
I'm telling you.
Because I look at the pictures that I posted on Facebook years back, and I'm like, what were people commenting here? Like, did you lack what to say? You'd have just stayed quiet now, because you see only picture is like echography, very white. You're looking for the person in the picture.
That wasn't
like
the case.
X-ray.
That wasn't the case with that particular mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. That means you were the tete in the school, like
kind of
in terms of gadgets.
Kind of
Thank you so much for coming, Larry, and thank you for contributing to our topic of discussion. It has been an amazing time in your company, and yes, we are about talking something different. We have some comments to read, but we'll do that just right after this musical break.
Même aux toilettes commentées, à l'église connectée. Est-ce que c'est la prescription médicale? Les réseaux sociaux vont nous tuer. Le mensonge s'est multiplié. Mon gars n'est plus attentionné. Il vit dans les groupes WhatsApp, les commentaires supérieurs Congo ça. À l'église connectée. Est-ce que c'est la prescription médicale? Coco Emilia, biscuit de bel Congo ça. Fini avec, fini avec, oh. Fini avec, fini avec, oh. Fini avec, fini avec, oh. Fini avec. À ton âge, tu joues à l'adolescent. Tu dis tout et n'importe quoi, ce n'est pas normal. À ton âge, tu fais l'adolescent, oh. Tu fais tout et n'importe quoi, ce n'est pas décent. Mon ami, fini avec, fini avec, oh. Mon chéri, fini avec, fini avec, oh. Fini avec, fini avec, oh. Fini avec. Président Tchachondala. Dexy, la plume magique. Même comme nous les femmes là, ça ne nous laisse pas aussi, oh. Fini avec.
Isn't it amazing to know that you are still right there watching us this morning? It feels so good to know that we are about in this ride together. And as you all know, we are going to prepare for tomorrow to make sure that you have lots and lots of interesting things. But hey, before we do that, we have this comment here, and this person says, Elela Gbamu to you guys in the studio. It is Mr. Luis watching live from Milan, Italy. I must say, Rita, you look take away this morning. Oh, please, closing, please, for tissue. This is the moment where I want to cry. Okay, so assignment, he says, assignment to me is a way of keeping the mind busy and focus on continuous learning, and with so doing, it helps with updating and upgrading oneself. Thanks, blessed day to you guys, and keep up with the good work. I love the program so much. Oh, thank you so much, Kem Luis from Italy. Thank you. You are one of our very, very fervent viewers. Thank you for always watching and always contributing to our topic of discussion. And he continues by saying, thanks so much, I love the program. Saying hello to my son Samuel in class quarters, Buea. So Samuel, class quarters, Buea, your father is greeting you this morning all the way from Italy. That is Mr. Kem Luis. Okay, thank you so much for contributing. And I don't know if Samuel is watching, but if Samuel, if you're watching, your father says hello. So thank you so much for contributing. And yes, talking about his contribution, he says assignment is a way of keeping the mind busy. Yeah, keeping the mind busy. You get things to think about, you get to find out new stuff, you get to find out new ideas, so you incorporate these new ideas into your daily activities, you incorporate them into your workspace, you incorporate them depending on the aspect of which you had an assignment on. And he says and focus on continuous learning. With so doing, it helps updating and upgrading oneself. And the saying goes, learning never ends. Learning never ends. You might think that there's no way you have knowledge on everything, and that's why people who read books, trust me, they are these guys are genius. I only admire them. Sometimes I try my best too, but you know, it's not really it's when something is not, we don't really want to talk the details, but though reading is part of learning, and as the saying goes, learning never ends, which means you get to learn every day, and you get to learn continuously, you get to learn different aspects, you get to learn new aspect, different environments, different, I mean, today you can just decide to learn on how the tradition of the Ethiopians. Tomorrow you can decide to learn a language, maybe a German language, how is good morning said or how is what said. So learning never ends depending on what you want to learn. And according to Kem Luis, continuous learning helps upgrading and updating oneself. Yeah, to get to update yourself on different aspects of life, and learning is one of the things that puts you on a high level when it comes to intellectual communication. It puts you on a high level when it comes to intellectual communication, because you get to contribute. I mean, imagine you being in a roundtable discussion or conference, sitting, and you don't have something to say. Why? Because maybe you're not versed with that environment, but at least knowing the details is important. So learning should be something that we do every day. You can just pick up something that is not out there, just something. You can pick up something and want to find out more on it, and read books. In back then in my degree, when I was still studying for degree, Mr. Ndode would say, read books, the big ones. Read books. When I talk of read books, there's no way I can say read books and don't think about him. So he will say read books, and Ndode will say read books. So keep reading books and read big books. Yes, big books. It keeps you on a high intellectual level capacity, because you get to contribute to societal issues, you get to contribute to environmental issues. I mean, there's no way you be in a gathering and you can't just say even one thing, because everything you're talking about you have no idea. But if you get to read books and you get to study more and learn more, you get to put yourself on an environment or in a place where you can get more. And we have another comment here. This person says, good morning to you in the studio. This is Sharon from Moliko. Learning an assignment or homework back in the days for me was a way of just passing through with what the teacher or lecturer has given. Anyways, in most of the times doing that, I also got to learn more. So I think learning our assignment is part of upgrading oneself. Thank you so much, Sharon from Moliko. And Sharon is also talking about upgrading, and according to her, it was just at first it was just passing across, like passing the time of what the teacher has given or what the lecturer has given. But trust me, there's no way you go on the internet to search. Let's say if you're going to search different, let me say, if you're going to search, for example, you want to search different means of communication or different types of communication. As you type different types of communication, they are going to bring, that is going to pop up on your search bar, but you're going to have different search patterns down. So you might want to search and you find out something else, and they also tell you these people also ask of this, or people also search for this. So out of curiosity, you might want to know more about that, and what happens, you get to learn more and know more. Thank you so much for all those who have contributed this morning, and for all those who have been watching us this morning. It has been an amazing start of the week with you, and trust me, starting the week with you is always fun. You and I together, it's always fun. Right about now, I'm sorry, but I'm about to take leave of you, because up next is press review in detail. When I talk of in detail, like you get to find out more aside from the morning show. And yes, we are about preparing. Let me go arrange for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Spiritual Tuesday. And it's not just about the Spiritual Tuesday. Hey, Christmas is coming and we have lots and lots to talk about. So right about now, I'll be taking leave of you. From my end to your end is love. Many thanks to Temple Clothing, and yes, to our editor-in-chief Alice Ekomilike, and to our mentor Humphrey Eno Ayuk. Right about now, I must say I have been enjoying your company, and I hope you did same with mine. Have an amazing start of the week, and please mind your business, eat first before anything, and don't take laws into your hands. Bye bye.